This is the Saturday Morning Sports Line on Fox Sportsmouth AM 1260 and 95.7 FM. I'm Chuck Greenslade along with Mark Williams. Big shout out to all the folks making this program possible. They have been with us throughout the year and will continue to be with us as our show will go through the end of April. We will be talking high school basketball once we get into the winter months, and then we'll take a month or so and talk spring sports, discussing life with several of our local baseball, softball, and track coaches. Big thanks to Portsmouth Insurance, a TAH benefits partner, the Scioto County Career Technical Center, the McKinley Funeral Home, McDonald's, the Barrett Murphy Insurance Agency, Buffalo Wild Wings, the Glockner family of dealerships, Portsmouth Block and Portsmouth Building Supply, People's Bank, the Real Estate Gallery, Ron Wright Auto Sales, SOMC Sports Motion, Penn Station, East Coast Subs. We could not do what we do without their assistance.
Also want to say wish the best of luck to all our other fall sports teams out there who are still competing right now in volleyball and soccer and such. So and our athletes, I guess cross country still going on as well. So best wishes to all of those folks.
Yeah, there have been several out there that have enjoyed a great deal of success. On Thursday, there was some postseason soccer. The Wheelersburg girls and the Mintford girls soccer teams both picked up big wins on Thursday. Wheelersburg knocked off Albany Alexander 6-0 in a Division IV district final. In Division V district championship action for girls soccer, Mintford ousted Eastern Brown 6-0. I believe that the South Webster volleyball team is still alive and kicking, if I'm not mistaken. And we talked a little bit last week briefly. Cameron Phillips of Valley is a state champion in golf. Right. So, yeah, a lot of other fall sports athletes, aside from football athletes, have done quite well and continue to do quite well. And to reiterate Mark's point there, we wish them all the very, very best. Today is a big day for college football. It's always a big day when the Ohio State Buckeyes take to the field, right? After a week off. The fourth-ranked
Buckeyes.
Maybe
depend on who you ask, but most of the folks around here would agree with you.
Yeah,
yes,
I don't think we're going to get too many arguments. Fourth-ranked Ohio State will host Nebraska today. That will be a noon kickoff at the Horseshoe. We'll have that game live for you right here on AM 1260 and 95.7 FM. Pre-game coverage will start in a little less than 15 minutes. 10:30 is when the OSU radio network will take over.
Yeah, interesting note from that game, Nebraska's quarterback Dylan Raiola was an Ohio State recruit for a while.
Oh, wow.
So he was the number one quarterback in the country in high school. So he's going to get to play in the Horseshoe, but he's going to be playing against the Buckeyes
in a different uniform
for them.
Yeah, Kentucky will host Auburn tonight at 7:45. The OU Bobcats will entertain Buffalo at noon. Miami of Ohio will host Central Michigan at 2 o'clock. The Cincinnati Bearcats will head to Colorado to take on Deion Sanders' Buffaloes tonight at 10:15. West Virginia is at Arizona. That's at 7 o'clock this evening. Marshall is off this weekend. Pro football tomorrow. The Cincinnati Bengals will host the Eagles, and the Browns will entertain the Ravens. Both those games will kick off at 1 o'clock. We've got another coach standing by to speak with us. It's the head coach of the Northwest Mohawks, Bill Crabtree. Coach, good morning to you.
Good morning, guys.
Coach, congratulations on that win last night over the Oak Hill Oaks. That has you at 6-4, a winning season. You wound up prevailing 55-35 in your season finale. It looks like, according to Joe Ital, you're just going to miss the playoff cut. You, according to him, are a 17 seed. But, buddy, to have a winning season at Northwest, finish 6-4, enjoy all the moments that you did, the big win over Waverly last week, the win last night. Man, you take that 40-plus yard field goal away at Valley, you're a 7-3 team. I mean, it's been a really, really good season. In retrospect, you have to be so pleased with the effort your kids put forth this year.
Yeah, like you said, we've had our highs and lows for sure throughout this season. We've had a lot of great moments, a lot of great things happening. We've had a lot of setbacks this season between injuries and just poor decision making and things like that. But we've had some adversity. We've lost members of the community that were huge roles. Just a lot's went on this year. It's been the longest season ever in some aspects, but then other times it seemed like it flew by, and I can't believe it's over already.
Yeah.
It was huge last night. We told the kids, no matter what, let's find a way to win one here for our seniors at home. Send them out on top, kind of thing, and we were able to do that. Great team effort last night. A lot of different guys were able to score touchdowns for us last night. But at the end of the day, it was a fun night. Defensively, we gave up a little more than what we wanted to, but offensively we continued to just plug along. And I don't think I know we didn't have to punt it all last night all of our running backs were just tearing it up all night long. Our line dominated the line of scrimmage. I mean, our line has dominated the line of scrimmage in every game this year. I really feel like we've got some of the best linemen in Southern Ohio on our team here. And a good thing about that is just about all of them are back next year. So it's going to be a huge off season. Got to change some things up for sure. Just to get that mindset. You know, this year our mindset wasn't right a lot of times, and I've got to find a way to clean some things up on our half. You know, just to make things go a little smoother. But yeah, last night was a huge night. We found some new things. Weston Lang last night. He's been kind of dinged up all year. And last night, due to some situation we were in, he ended up getting the kicking job. And, man, he impressed us all night long. He had one extra point block, but everything else was money. He had a couple of touchbacks for us. You know, he hurt his knee early on in the year, so he wasn't really able to go. And we tried him in practice quite a bit. And he continued to get better and better, and when he got his chance to shine, he stepped up and did just that. Had a great night for us. Last night, Carter once again did his thing. He had 13 carries, 220 yards, 4 or 5 touchdowns. Colton Campbell had one of his best nights. You know, he went out swinging, I'll say. Just, you know, giving it his all. There were several times where they had him bottled up, and all of a sudden he bust out. Kind of reminded me of Doug Monaghan, the way things used to go with him. You know, you'd have him balled up, and then all of a sudden he'd break a long run. Colton finished 150 yards, a touchdown. Late in the game, we wanted to honor our seniors, and, you know, it was still a ball game, don't get me wrong, but we felt like there's some guys that had done a lot for us that that doesn't necessarily always get in the stat column. So when we got down close, we gave the ball to Andrew Newman, and he ran like a champ, punched one in, so he got a touchdown there at the end of his senior career, which was awesome for him. He comes off, says, if we get the ball back, Coach, we got to get the ball to Peyton Bell. We got to give Peyton a touchdown. And Peyton's one of the fastest kids on the team. He saw it seam, and he hit it, and about a 30-yard touchdown run. It was a real nice play for him, so he got in the touchdown stat category there. Just, you know, we were playing around a little bit, let all of our seniors touch the ball. Boston Faulkner ran the ball real well. Like he had never been in that position, but, you know, he moved the chains for us and kept things ahead. And then we even let Hunter Campbell run one last night. He didn't want to, but we've kind of forced him to do it to have some fun. You know, his team was pulling for him to get a shot, so we gave it to him, and he gained about 3 or 4 yards. But, you know, like I said, it was a fun night. The seniors got to go out on top. Can't say enough about the way they handled adversity throughout the season. You know, like I said, we've had our ups and downs for sure. But at the end of the day, they go out on top, and a great team performance. So just a great way to end it. As far as moving forward for next year, we've got a lot returning. You know, I mean, we had a solid senior class. We'll go through them here real fast. Brendan Weiss, obviously, it was a huge pickup for us to gain Brendan. Just, you know, we saw what he could do for years, and he moves over this year. Started off the season having some big plays for us at crucial moments there early on in the season. He made some huge plays in that Greenfield game to set up our game-tying touchdown. You know, made some huge plays to extend that drive. Without him, we might not have won that game. Then the next week at Huntington Ross, he goes out and once again done his thing, got open, made some huge catches, scored a couple of touchdowns. Unfortunately, week 4 rolls around, and he tears his hamstring, and that was the season for him. Early on in the season, it was looking like we had another Connor Lynch on our hands, and unfortunately for us, you know, he went down there and missed the rest of the season. So that was a hard knock for us, but it was great having him around. He's a good kid. He was a great addition to our team. Got along with our kids awesome. Boston Faulkner, I got bragged about him a little bit there last night. He had a good game for us, but throughout the season he's made some huge plays at crucial moments. Last week he gets Waverly. They kicked an onside kick, and it drilled him. He made a heck of a play and ended up being the difference in that ball game. Just good kid, you know, comes in, works, and, you know, he's a military a military kid. His dad got to come in last night, so that was huge. And see him run the ball the way he did late was fun for him. Peyton Bell, he's another one of those kids. He's been around here. Seems like Peyton's been with us for 20 years. You know, he's one of those guys. He's always been around from the time he was a little kid, just being a water boy, or always positive, always around. Great young man. I was so happy for him to get that touchdown. Another big play he had last night. It was still a pretty close game. They took a deep shot, and he intercepted it right there and ran it back. Just a great way to end the first half. You know, it was huge for him. He's had some great plays for us over the last 4 years. Always shows up. You know, he's a hard-working young man. I talked to him a little bit last night after the game about future plans and stuff. We were going to try to get with him and help him figure out life. You know, he's a great young man. He's going to work his butt off. Someone's going to get a good employee out of that young man one of these days. The Campbell twins, I hate to keep grouping them together, but, you know, they're two of a kind. Great young men. I mean, obviously everyone around knows Braden and what he was able to do for us while he was here, but the twins have left a mark just like he did. They played through, even as a freshman, those kids were out there battling, beat up. You know, they've both been playing for us for 4 years. Injury after injury, but neither one of them ever set out. They're tough, gritty kids, and we're definitely going to miss them and their leadership. Great young men. Hunter Campbell, you know, he's feisty. Yeah, he's always in the middle of stuff in the pits there, always having fun. He's got a little stance, you know. You can tell when he's angry. But he's so fun to be around. Him and Colton both. Like I said, Colton had a great night last night. We haven't tallied the numbers, but I'll bet he's real close to 1,000 yards on the season himself. Just a great senior year for him. Carter Runyon, obviously, you know what you get week in, week out with him. Both sides of the ball, he's a dominant force. Huge body, fast. Not a lot of kids are built like Carter. You know, I mean, he's 6'3", 210, runs a 4.6 40. Loves to hit, loves to play physical. Definitely going to try to help him get onto the next level here shortly. Got some colleges interested in that kind of thing. We just got to figure out what's the best fit for him, try to guide him in that direction. He had a great season for us. Probably, like I said, we don't have official numbers yet, but I'd say he's probably pushing Evan Lentz and Jordan Brigner for all-time tackle leaders. Unfortunately for him, we controlled the clock a lot this year, so we weren't on defense as much as we usually are. And some of the teams were totally throwing offenses, and a lot of that's because they didn't want to run in the middle where he was at. Because, like I said, everyone knew where he was at all times, both sides of the ball. And everyone knew where we were going with the ball a lot of times, but yet he was still able to average probably 7-8 yards a carry on the season. Big play potential anytime he got in the open field. I don't think he ever got caught from behind all season. Last but not least, Andrew Newman. Andrew's one of those guys, like I said about Peyton, he's been around since birth. Obviously his dad's one of my best friends. Watched him grow up, and just to see him, you know, having fun out there his senior year. Early on in the season, Jake Brown goes down at quarterback, and Andrew steps right in. Andrew didn't want to play quarterback at all. He had got to the point where he didn't want to take snaps. When the time came for a leader to step up, it was, like I said earlier, like as soon as Jake went down, Andrew stepped into the huddle without flinching. Just the type of kid he is. So awesome, like I said, to see him run the ball last night and score. He had some huge hits last night. Played great on defense this year. You know, we changed his position, moved him to the outside linebacker this year, and he done a great job all season long, taking on double teams and, you know, taking on lead blockers and stuff like that. And, you know, he got better as the season went on. And just, like I said, he's always a positive, always a leader, always trying to keep things together. Can't say enough about the young man. Moving forward, like I said, we've lost a lot in that group we just talked about. But we've got a lot coming back, a lot to be excited about for sure. Obviously, you know, Austin Smith started all 10 games for us. Done a great job returning kicks and punts. Probably one of the better return guys we've had as far as not losing yardage on kickoffs and punts and things of that nature. Ryan Ellis, another one, had some huge plays for us throughout the season. Got got to see a little bit of running back action at times, and next year that role will definitely grow for him, I'm sure, as long as he gets after it here this off season. Colin Martin, Colin's a competitive kid. He'll knock your head off. He stepped in when Ethan Ferguson went down and played some great outside linebacker for us. We talked a little bit to him about what he needs to do this off season. Hopefully he'll do those things and come back and probably be one of our best defensive players next year. Hopefully we can get him involved in the offense a little more because he is an athlete. So like I said, we've got a lot of potential. We've got to figure out how to use him the best next year. Ian Ratchford, once again, one of the hardest working men. I can't say enough about him. He never misses. He's literally been sick for about a month now. He comes off the sideline, coughs his head up, gags around, and goes back out and plays. He gives you everything he's got. Anytime he gets the opportunity, he's always ready. Just like I said, he works his butt off in the off season. Ian Marshall, another one of those guys. You know, he doesn't get a lot of credit. He's a junior, but man, he steps in that middle linebacker spot anytime we need him to. He'll step in at guard. He don't care. He just wants to play football.
Coach, I'm down to my last 45 seconds, buddy. Thank you so much for calling in this morning. We've got to make way for our 10:30 Ohio State coverage. I know being a Michigan fan, you love to hear that. If you would like to do a little bit more of an outlook for the future, we'd love to talk to you here in the coming weeks and discuss more. I also want to mention to Northwest fans that we're going to have a special Carter Lute interview within the coming weeks, and we'll talk more about that and his great story. And I was doing some research as you were talking about your seniors and your upcoming players. I believe since you had some great seasons in the SOC1 playing a lot of D7 schools, but I believe this is your first winning season taking on an SOC2 schedule since 1994. You went 6-4 then, 5-5 in 2000. So monumental season. Buddy, thank you for calling in. Got to make way for the Buckeyes. Have a great weekend. See you, Coach.
All right, thanks.
Later, bud. That's the Saturday Morning Sports Line on Fox Sports with AM 1260 and 95.7 FM. Have a good one, everybody.